Well, good evening. It appears I've made it. I'm live. Uh, so that's a good start. We're here tonight, and I wanted to share a simple message, a message I've shared already last week in another format, but I wanted to bring it out tonight because this is really the second message I got since starting this process. As I mentioned, this is Dr. Thomas. This is spiritual wisdom. I'm not your typical channeler. Um, and I have my own unique story to get to this point, and this is all just happening. I've been channeling in a different way for the past several months, a lot of light language, and now it's really come through a lot clearer and in English. Um, and for me, a big thing was I've asked the questions, tell me something prophetic, something new. I want to learn something new. I want to not just speak what I've been speaking about and teaching for the past year plus. I've been teaching almost for 2 years now online. I wanted something new, and the first message was I shared, as love being the power source of the universe. Uh, that was something I never even thought of or even imagined before I laid down and said, "Give me the message." And so the next day, when I went to say, "What is my message for this talk I'm doing later?" immediately the word tree came up. Like, boom, put what you do to the tree. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Now, tonight I'm going to do this eyes open. I'm gonna speak for what they see. I close my eyes and they'll come through because I'm doing this, and I may whatever happens happens. But I want to get this out because this is a big thing. A lot of us manifest. A lot of us try to create our futures and what we want in our lives. We talk about how to manifest and how to do that. What I want to talk about tonight is something that we kind of skip. We talk about manifestation, a couple things you want to do. You want to have the thought, have the feelings, and the emotions when it comes to it. Those are all, I'm going to say, upper level body type of actions, reactions, processes that we would normally come from this side. What I want to talk about today is how do we get there? A few years ago, it was about a year and a half, almost two now, I was doing for the first time ever a vision board. And for those that don't know what vision boards are, pretty simple. You typically cut out magazine pictures, put them up on a poster board saying, "Oh, I want this, I want that, I want this." And you go from there. Um, and so the vision board's created. You say what you want in your future. And I did something different. I said I wanted to align it with my chakras. I don't know why I said that. It came to me. Align your visions with chakras. Oh, look, I have someone that says a comment. Look at that. Hi, Stacia. Look at that. I know I've never had a comment on this before. So, woohoo, I have one. So, hello. Uh, so, feel free to comment if you're on, I guess. I can see them. um, I was creating this vision board and I aligned my vision, my intentions, as I would call it, with my chakras. And so why was I doing that? I don't know. But I started, and I started off with the root chakra. And then I went out, worked my way up, and I gave each one a different intention. I tried to line it up with what I felt went in the right spots. And of course, the heart was the love, because, it's the heart. You want to give love with that. And I don't know where I put some things in there. I think I had things just randomly placed. So I was preparing for this talk I was doing last week. And I wanted us to I want to talk about aligning the chakras with our own visions for ourselves. And immediately, the word tree came to mind. I'm going to share this photo. I don't know how to share, if I can even share screen or do any extra features with this or add it to here. But I'll have to share the picture at another time. But I want you to imagine a tree. It can be any tree you want. Before we go there, we want you to first close your eyes over here. No matter you're live, no matter you're watching this on a replay, do not make a difference. It really does not. We want you to close your eyes for a second. And we want you to breathe. Take a deep breath in. And exhale it. It's the end of the day for many of you. And if it's not, it's the point. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever weight is on your shoulder, release it to the earth. Sigh that which is weighing upon you off. It is not needed for you. And that should do it. One more deep breath in. And breath out. You can open your eyes and keep them closed. It's up to you. But I want you to think about a tree. And the first thing we always think about the tree, and this is the easiest thing to put together when it comes to your chakra, is your root chakra. Your roots. Where are your roots? Your roots are in the ground of a tree. The lower half of your body is really your root chakra. But your root chakra is what goes into the ground if you're a tree. So imagine you're a tree and you imagine the root chakra with this. And the tree is where the roots are, and the roots are ever growing, stabilizing the tree's true foundation into the soil and the earth, spreading and growing. So as you imagine this, imagine yourself. What is it about you and your life and the world that you live in and the one you want to create? See, we're going to go back and forth with this tonight. What is it about the world you want to create for yourself? What is it about you that is your base foundation that really holds you in place, makes you who you are in your core foundation, not in your core body, but stabilizing what you have, your primary energy and purpose of it. This can be anything. For Thomas, it was, for a long time, it really was his divorce. He needed that separation. He needed to break away to be on firm ground again. But you know what he did? He did something different. He changed it. He changed it this year. And it's weird. He first changed it to, see, he made a mistake, but it's okay. He fixed it. He first changed it to love and finding a deep soul connection. Like a romance, you call it soulmate thing. No. Okay, he said this. But then he rised up. And he said the love, the self-love, the love for himself, to know who he is, to appreciate himself. That is his foundation for him and for the roots. And so when he goes into his meditation and he talks about his chakras and creating what he wants to manifest, he starts with that he loves himself and he's full of love. And then his roots, imagine the tree, the roots spreading out, spreading this love for him. That's the first part. Now let's work up. You've got the trunk of the tree. I know if you cut down the tree, you see the stump left. We're not talking about the stump. We're talking about the stump, but the stump is still connected. That's the widest part of your entire tree. That is above the ground. And it truly keeps the tree from growing sideways and falling down. This is now more of it. What do you feel needs to be stable in your life? For him, it started off 2 years ago as the home, a house. He needed a firm house. That's what he felt was needed. And so he'd do a picture of a house on his vision board with this within the sacral chakra. And he got that. And he changed it to now for him It's about the financial freedom and having a career that he loves. But he's important with this, and I've thought this out there because this is something to learn. The career and the money are separate things. He says them separately. He put them together in the sacral, in this part of the stump of the tree, because it's a foundation, a stabilization. But the one does not depend on the other. They're two different things as part of this. But now let's go up the tree and we get to interesting here. The love is the really deep rooted foundation, which is the core of the love around him. He knows and he feels, and right now, it is the stabilization part of the career and the financial. But now we have the bark. So moving up the tree and you have the bark of the tree there. This is what we all see. This is the solar plexus. We all see the trunk. We all see the bark. This is how we appear to ourselves. What is the UK say facade? What is it you want to put out there for the world about yourself that everyone sees? And how do you see yourself? This is your identity in the physical realm. So for him, it's his health. He likes to work out in the gym and stuff. He likes to have that fun. So for him, it's his health, his activity, his staying in the shape, because that's what he values there. It's not for everyone, but that is him. And that leads us to the next part. Part 4. The heart chakra. Oh, this is the big one. This is the big one of them all. The heart chakra is your core values. Who you are. And for the tree, that is the lifeline, bringing the energy and the sources up from the roots to the leaves and vice versa, moving everything back and forth. It is your core values. And for a long time, and for many people, if they thought it this way, they would say, oh, the love, the soulmate, dum, 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 dum. No, no, no. It's different. This is the area where you truly send out your energy and who you are. Like for him, it's about peace. It's about mastery. The idea, the concept of what is mastery is what it goes there. Because that is those core beliefs, the core values that will step everything up. Because feeling peace, feeling that love, feeling the mastery, living a life in a certain way is what this is. So think of the tree now. We've gotten the base foundation of it. We have. We've got it. So with that, see, I switched over. All right. Give me a second. We switched over. You've got the base. We've talked about the foundation. We've talked about the stump. We've talked about the bark. What that really means in perspective to you. The next 3 rely completely on the first 4. And how you're going to go forward with things. When your roots are in the ground and you're in the ground, the love in this case, and in the case of me, vibrates out, expands out, and spreads out, attracting that love and bringing that love to self-love. I know what my foundation is. I know what my stabilization is. I know how I want to put myself out there, and I know how I want to live with my values. And from there, I get to the throat chakra. In the throat chakra, if you look at a tree, that is where the branches start coming out, where they start diverging. And a lot of trees, you've got maybe 2, 3, possibly 4 large branches coming from there. That is here. That is your actions, your words. your true intentions, where they start coming out and you putting a meaning and purpose behind them, whether it is for some people finding that soulmate, that love, having the financial freedom, um, being closer with family, to going on a vacation, whatever it is you want to manifest, the new job. There's so many things out there. That's where it starts. You start putting the right words to it. Think about that. You start creating these bigger foundations of your branches of your intentions. And you start putting them out there at the higher level ideas. Because once again, you're now building up. The key with all this is when we get to the end, if this, your heart, your solar plexus, and your facade, you're stable, especially the stabilization in your foundation, if those things are not all aligned to who you truly are, what you do next is not going to stay and not going to be what you want it to be. You've got the branches and they're coming out. And as they grow out, now you've got more specifics. You've truly got these expectations and intentions that are coming out. And as they come out, they can go in different directions, in different ways, based upon where you're at in your life and how you might want to switch it, but you had that powerful intention there. So maybe your career or other love or whatever it is, that's the branches, and then they go out in many different directions because you have other little things and goals that are going to come out of that as well that you want. And then that leads you, and that is here the third eye. That is our path, the guidance to what we want for our highest and greatest good. That is the growth of those branches, the highest and greatest good in the path. And then lastly, you've got the crown chakra, the leaves. See? They're the receptors. It's like your crown chakra with the pineal gland is like the receptor for the human. It's your receptor for what you want to bring it in. And when everything aligns, the leaves will match the branches, will match the bark, will match the tree. And you will see beauty with this. The real beauty, though, is the interesting part. You don't know what tree you are. You don't. You think you know, and you have an expectation that you're this maple tree, or this ash tree, or this pine tree, or this, I don't know, chestnut tree, walnut tree, doesn't matter. But you could be this beautiful redwood tree, a Japanese maple. You could be a spruce, it don't matter. But when you build yourself the right way, the right leaves will come to match everything. And you will feel this joy and this love because you can surrender to whatever it is that is branching out for you. Surrender to what you need. And as the seasons change, so too do the colors. And you can change your intentions, change your foundation. And as you change things, especially the lower parts, as you change those purposes and those intentions, the tree will change. The leaves will change. Because you will change. And it's okay to do, and it's beautiful. So we tell you that. We teach you this. We give you something different to think of this in a different way. How do you set up your life the way you want it? We did not get into the specifics of how to make intentions and how to manifest them. We wanted you to think of that just in a different way. Think differently about who you are and how you can build yourself up. Build yourself up to a whole nother way. Think of yourself differently so you can manifest and create differently in a way that is so beautiful for you. I'll make this simple to put it together as we come to an end. I'm going to share this picture out on the page. I haven't figured out the technology yet. I was told to jump into this. So I'm jumping. I don't know what I'm going to say half the time. I'm just jumping in. And I thank you for staying with me and listening and being part of this because this is fun. And my channeled message today, which I haven't shared yet, oh my goodness, I never even thought of this again before. And what they just told me, I'm like, ooh, and it's surrendering. Surrendering is a big thing. You see the tree, and we talked about the surrendering here. Um, when you just surrender, like I do, I just close my eyes and surrender and just say whatever's going to come out. I know it's I mean, I'm saying the words and I'm hearing them as they come out. So I'm cognizant. It's a shared cognizance uh, of what's happening. But much of the knowledge is not what I knew beforehand. They've thankfully prepped me by giving me these messages ahead of time, so I can be more confident what I'm talking about and just being here. But first, when it comes to manifesting, we always talk about your thoughts. That's the branches. That's the branches. The thoughts. The thoughts. The emotion. Okay. Your emotion's down here. What do you live with? Where's going here? The feelings. The leaves, the branches, again, the feelings of that. But you've got to align everything. You got to be built and heavily rooted into the ground. And what is your foundation? You've got to have that stabilization in your life. At least put it in there and feel it and know that it's there. I mean, you can't really manifest something if you're not stable in your own life and believing in yourself and believing where you're at. I mean, the people that have ever watched The Secret or listened to Law of Attraction, what is his name? I'm going to forget it, but one of the authors of the book, he's written many books. He was on Cryon last month, and he was talking about The Secret. And he came on to talk about the secret that's not in the secret, like the lost secret. The lost secret of manifesting is the belief. Now, he puts in one way of the doubting. Everyone puts these doubts in their mind, which cancels everything out. Basically, you got to believe in yourself. That's where this foundation comes in. You have to believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself and the roots that you've put in the ground and are growing, in the stump that's there, that's keeping you there, in your facade and how you project yourself, and then your values. If you believe in all of that, you're able then to branch off. Have those big solid branches are coming off, create the smaller branches, and have the leaves collect what you want collected for your greatest and highest good. And ideally, as Stacia would say, with ease and grace. Because it is with ease and grace. You want to just flow with the wind with all this. There's a lot to manifesting, a lot to this. But I wanted to share this because I've done that with myself and it has helped. I never thought of putting it with a tree, but oh my goodness, it makes so much sense when I do now. So I wanted to throw it. I'm going to share this picture out. I don't know how. I'll figure it out. I promise I will. Maybe I'll have to go live with the picture in the back. I don't know. But I thank you so much. I'm going to end now with a little light language. An activation. We're in a time of great light. We're at a time of also change that is coming. This year, as you look at the year 2022, it is a year of change. It's a catalyst year. This year is leading to revelations. Not what you find in the Bible. No, not that. We've already passed all that stuff. We're talking about revelations about life and where we're at. And we are as ourselves, we need to be prepared. Prepared for what we are going to come into. I've heard this from people that are on here. I've heard it from others that we trust. Now I'm telling it to you because I've been told it. Sandara kadorsisto renta kaisindo dana gratufaba. Ratsundeya ratujuda keretashita gora. That the right to keya de kamara fetuji and rubianda kashituka. This right to rishata kaya tushu and the dade don chadratoaras. Horen Chadail Purrat and Tyrant into Gayato. Aroshunda Karati. Darrington to La Catotonchi. Taron Tundara, Darrington to Kayanta. Cotorlat to Tonchata Kayata. Hotatra to Shindati Atrato. Ratira Dara to Toronta. And the Ratire to Shitiki. To them chitiki and roshata we ranta rashwar to tiataki trotantashiduki and akaro ashtiaraka. That might have been the first time I did that and actually knew what I said. For those that know me, no, I don't really know what I say half the time. That was one of the few times I knew exactly what I was saying. I've surrendered. I'm learning. And as they said to me today, I don't need to be in that voice anymore. I can do it all in any voice I want. And I will go back and forth because when this happens, we're connecting with the source to begin with. Think about that. When someone channels, and the way it can happen now, when you're connecting with the source, it is not bringing in another being. And see, they want me to go in the voice. They like the voice. I like the voice. It's not necessarily you letting them speak. You are connected in the right vibration. And when you're connected with the vibration, it all comes into one. You are what it is. Think about that. You are what it is. And you are speaking all into one. You and them. To the source. To what we need. We are together in this. In this love and this light. And I say to you tonight. We say to you tonight. All of us here, all of us around you. You, though your team around you, they love you so much. They do, they really do. And they were protecting you right now and with lots of love. Oh, your love is great. They're saying good night to you. Good day if it's in the day. You'll watch this when you really need it. And the love is there. I thank you. And blessings to everyone. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. If you are here and you can see the lunar eclipse, if you want to wake up in the morning, go for it. I don't know if I will. I will be on. I do have to do my part 4 in this series probably tomorrow. Part 4 is interesting. I love it. The first part was all about the love being the source. The second part is what I did right now about the tree, about adding the mantra with the tree because it goes back down to what is the key right here. The third one I did, it was the second one I did here, was about right here once again, the heart chakra versus the ego. The fourth part of this, I laughed when I found out. Be like a kid. More to come on that. Thank you so much. Good night.